Today, we have the best wingers in FC25. Welcome back to another episode of Pick 10, and we are joined by a friend of the channel. Back-to-back years he's coming on. We have Matt HD. How are you feeling, my brother?
I'm good. I'm excited to get into big, meta video today. I'm all good. I'm liking this game finally. Not sure about you, Mike, but it's a hard game, this one, isn't it?
The tactics matter a lot more. We just had a patch, so I'd like to experiment more with the patch. What I've seen on social media is that maybe it didn't shift as much as people thought it was going to shift, but we'll see. We'll see. It could be early doors.
Could be fun.
It'll be the first of many patches. The rules, just to remind you, are simple. We have alternating picks. You cannot repeat players. We have a 250,000 coin budget and then an unlimited, no cap, and then no icons will be included. As the guest, you get to begin. Where are you starting us out?
I'm going to go actually with probably one of the most desirable SPC so far. I'm going to go with Alan Saint-Maximin as my left winger. I think he's super meta. He's got better shooting than his stats suggest. His dribbling is phenomenal. Even after the speed boost, he's still really solid. And he's so much fun, right? He's got 5 skill moves, obviously. Can't really go wrong.
Not mad at that choice. It was a little bit of a controversial SBC because if you just read the stats, you might have some questions. And it wasn't some massive upgrade. It was in his overall from the 80 to the 85, but you're still having questions maybe around the passing or the shooting. But to your point, I agree with you completely. Everything's better than what's suggested.
Yeah, 100%. He's got 94 agility, so fast on the ball, and I just love him. I think he's so fun, and I couldn't recommend him enough, honestly. And obviously being French, good links all around. Turkish league, not the easiest, but it's a lovely card.
If you had extra fodder at the time too, you made it happen. I might come in with a little bit of controversy here because this player has hovered between 230 and I think present day we are going into a weekend league. He's up to like 260, so he might be a little bit of a slider choice. But I got Mo Salah, which I'm sure you'll appreciate as a Liverpool supporter, and I hope that you let me slide. I've been buying him for under 250. I'm just gonna throw that out there. He has the finesse shot for the playstyle plus, and that's back into action now. I feel like it makes a big difference after the patch. The way that he explodes down the wing, even if you know he's cutting inside or he's going to slice, he's going to dice, you can't stop him. Kind of gives you that Messi effect from back in the day, but a more explosive, a faster, a more powerful version of Messi in terms of, I know what he's going to do. You might just not be able to stop him.
That's a really good choice, Mike. Well played. I think you're right. He's got that kind of old school, like FIFA 18, 19 Messi feel. Those finesse shots are really good as well. And yeah, he's just clinical, isn't he? He's literally a striker as a right winger.
To your point, and I'd like to reiterate, this is kind of crazy for a winger to have 90 finishing. That's insane.
It's unheard of, isn't it? Too good. This is a weird one. He's amazing, but I can't believe he's more than halved in price. He's from Man City. It's got to be Phil Foden. Right wing, super meta. I feel like R1 dribbling has slightly been buffed, since new patch, and 90 dribbling, 86 shot. The guy is an absolute beast. That's one of the best gold right wing cards I've seen in years. And in game, Mike, he's just so clinical in front of goal as well. He's got 4 different very brilliant positions there: right wing, left wing, cam, right mid. The only downside, I guess, is 3-star weak foot, but he's just quality. I love his technical dribbling as well. He is my gold choice.
He's also incredible in rush, and I've been on record as maybe a Phil Foden hater, at least on the virtual pitch. This year, I was still on the fence, but I'm no longer sitting on that fence. He is fantastic. There's something special about his movement, like you said. He's got quick responsiveness and reaction times in many ways, so I think that's a great choice, which leads me into my follow-up. Where do I want to match you? And you wouldn't believe this, that I'm an Everton supporter based on these first 2 selections, but I've used Chiesa as a reoccurring player, keeps coming up in conversations. This year, I've been calling him a pinball machine. He just bounces off midfielders and defenders. And I think it would be wrong not to take him. He just is so difficult to stop. I hate going up against him. And he's got one of those body types to go with the pace where I'm telling you, he pushes through weird gaps. He gets a lot of these secondary bounces. We've seen this game as a lot of rebounds, and Chiesa is there for him.
Is he a secret card in terms of he's way better than his stats suggest?
Correct. For an 84 over 100,000 coins, I mean, when you think about it, it's probably Chiesa and Mendy. Is there anyone else that comes to mind that's in that range?
Yeah, no one is the other 2.
So, I mean, that's good company. Anytime you're joining Mendy, who I went on record and said is the most overpowered player we've ever seen in FC history. The last 5 years, this guy has been world-class, elite. Not like that necessarily on the real pitch, but from these low-rated numbers to the actual deliverables that you get, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. That's a really good shout, actually. I think it's hard to think of a player who's been more overpowered in the last few years than Mendy. He's always in for champs teams until like what, January, early January.
Forever. Do you remember that Mendy, the foot miss joint, that 85? We were all like, oh, he's so expensive. That Mendy lasted till team of the season.
It was game over. I agree.
Unreal.
I think Case is good. I still think he will drop surely eventually, but if he stays at that level and he still proves us wrong that he's that good, then maybe he might be at the same price. Luis Diaz, who's like same rating, isn't he, is like 18k now, and he was expensive. So you are right. Chiesa has to be meta to be that good still. That price. It's mad. It is mad. Well, this next one you like, and it's actually the first, I believe, Player of the Month card on our video today. It's going to be LaBelle. She can play right wing, left wing, 87 finishing, jumping 96. So I mean, she's quite small, but I mean, makes up with the jumping. Finishing quality, pace is absurd, and the maddest thing is 41k. Now, I would actually recommend her as a super sub. I think late on in the game, just tear apart those hopefully 5 of the back defenses. But overall, if you look at her stats, Mike, she's got so many good green stats there. There's just like nothing she can't do in a good way. She's good at everything. She really is.
Yeah, I don't think it's a sleeper at all. She was on my list. I was ready. I've seen her in a bunch of squads as well. Highly recommended. Still available, which I'd like to make that as a reference point. If you want to pick her up, you won't be disappointed. She over delivers, and I can only give a flying recommendation. I still think Neymar, especially if you're good with the cancellations and the combinations, and you've got some connection and you can do some wiggling and work. He's incredible. He's like 40,000 coins. Neymar's never been this affordable. All the big dogs, I don't know if we're just ending an era, but Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo are all cheap. We've never said that before in the last decade.
Too strange. That's a really good choice. I feel like he's going under the radar, but once people realize that he is seriously meta, he can play a cam as well, don't forget. But as a winger, I think he's best suited there. He gets past so many players, and I think he might keep on improving R1 dribbling. I really want it better. So if they do that, then I think you're right. He'll be broken again. So I'm actually going to go with Swanson. She's 215,000 coins. I'm not sure if you've used her card. My days, she just glide past players like a prime Fernando Torres. 90 balance. She's got 87 finishing, clinical. She's got like that Salah ability where she can just score for fun from anywhere on the pitch. And then play style, she's got first touch, technical, quick step, finesse shot as well. Nothing to not love about this card. I think she's one of the most overpowered left wings I've tried.
The big question mark is are you building something from the NWSL or an American-based team? The links is probably the hardest part. But there are so many women players or players coming out of the NWSL that are amazing in game. You see a lot of Swanson with the Alex Morgan combo. I've got a couple on my mind. I'm gonna go with a fan favorite on my teams. It has not changed. It's been multiple years of this. I love Rodrigo, and he's one of those guys that I think is better than his stats. You look at it, you can digest the 86, you can talk about some of the details and so forth, but when I get him in game, I'm turning people. I'm bursting through. I'm scoring a lot of goals. I play him up front sometimes. I play him out wide plenty. He's versatile in any of the attacking roles. He makes things happen. He gives you a shimmy, a shake. He drops a shoulder. He gives you a body feint, which I can appreciate. Either way, him and I, we just have a certain rapport, and it has not changed in FC25.
I also have Rodrigo on my list. He's actually really clinical, isn't he? He's got, is it 86 finishing in game? He's good. He's very good.
One of the big reasons that I like Rodrigo even more so than someone like Dembele, which I know the comment section always brings up Dembele. I don't know if you were going to draft him. I am so much better scoring goals, and I just feel that I get more offense from Rodrigo, even if so many of you are fan favorites with Dembele, especially having rapid and playstyle plus and some of those separations. Rodrigo does it.
No, I love Rodrigo. That's why it's on my list, and Rodrigo is my plan. So now I've got to figure something else out.
I like that. Love stealing options at the right time.
I mean, if we're talking left wingers under that budget, I'm not being biased here. Do I love this guy? Yes. Have I met him once with the Player of the Month award? Yes. Cheeky plug. Thanks, yeah, for that one. A surprising one. In form, Sadio Mane. You might be stunned, but there's good links in the Saudi League. He's just been breaking people's ankles for me, man. As right backs in this game often do struggle with defending against a solid left winger, Mane for me early on has been scoring like at least 2 goals per game. So I think Mane is a bit of a sleeper card here. A lot of people might ignore Mane here, but if you want a cheap inform, you know, good rating, he's good. He's actually very good. So, you know, you happy with that one?
I'm not mad at it. He was not only affordable, but also packable. I saw him being packed constantly when we were getting those inform packs and the guarantees. And I've always been a fan of Sadio Mane, and I feel like he's never really got his credit. Even when he was at Liverpool, he was never the most expensive. I thought that he was sort of overlooked amongst the talent at the club. Again, on the virtual pitch. So I'm not upset with that choice at all. But something that I've noticed that we are missing, neither of us took any heroes. And I said no icons, but I didn't say no heroes. And I'm going to take one of my favorites. We got the Frenchman with Julie, and he's 5'4", 5'5", but he's just such a true winger. The touches are coming in at a premium. I never have to worry about him being able to beat someone. He has flair for a playstyle plus, which sounds like something, but I feel like it doesn't mean that much, unfortunately. But the quick step and the rapid and the burst around a defender and being able to do something in the final third, being deceptive in the best ways. I really like him, so he's going to be my last choice as we finalize cheap option.
He's good. He's clinical, isn't he? I like him. I like him a lot. We'll play him.
Are you ready for the called the big budget, the high rollers, if you will?
Yeah,
Unlimited. Think I know where you have to start.
I've got to go with maybe the most obvious choice. I think she might be my favorite player in the whole game. I mean, this is where we have fun, right? This budget is unlimited, so it's got to be Caroline Graham Hansen. Wow. Travella, trickster, finesse, dribbling ability. This is actually a joke of a card. She's probably one of the best fake shots I've tried in the game. I know obviously tricksters have the same fake shot, but with all her stats combined with that fake shot, it's like her movement was meant for this game. I just love this card. Her crossing as well, by the way, is 90. So there's just... I really would say that's a flawless gold right wing card.
I was going to say as well, if you wanted unlimited, she has an inform. I mean, you can take the bump. I think her inform's 1.6, 1.7. I don't know what the final price is, but I will say this. With some of the upgrades, it's kind of an either or when you're dealing with unlimited budgets and the most meta or just simply the best players in the game. Just if you get them on the pitch in any capacity, it's good for you.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think I just love her gold card. I've used her inform, but there's something about that gold card I just love. And I feel like the inform is not too different, although she's, what, 600k more? I think she's so meta.
Yeah, I think you've missed the one that has to be the first choice here. I'll be completely transparent with you.
Oh, wow.
You might be looking at him as a striker, but Mbappe is the guy you have to take, in my opinion. And as a winger, as a striker, whatever maybe is as good as Hansen is. We can talk about the 92 if you've got an extra 5-6 million coins. But similar to Hansen, just go get the 91 or the regular gold item, and you're in the game. I don't think we need to do a big breakdown here. Just one of the greatest players, period. When we talk about rare golds, I think Mbappe is the best rare gold we've ever seen. I think last year, Mbappe's gold item, I could have used probably 7-8 months before it felt as if maybe I should make an upgrade, which is pretty remarkable.
Oh, yeah. His skills are so fluid, aren't they? The thing for me is I actually never really think of Mbappe as right winger. That's why I went Hansen, but...
No, that's fair. I think that's totally fair. I'd probably put striker first. So he made an appearance in striker video, and maybe the comments will even come on your side on that. I would also agree with that. Just the fact that he can play out wide, and some people do play him out wide, but I'm with you.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. He's probably got the best gold card I've ever tried. He actually just feel like Mbappe in real life, which you can't always say about some of your gameplay, but Mbappe's just perfect, isn't he? With that being said, though, I'm going to go to a former teammate of his, and I didn't think he would be this good. And I know the comments might be going crazy, but like, oh, you know, this is Matt knows nothing about this card. His finishing is bad. And I know it's a bit similar to, say, Maximin, but feels like an icon of right wing. He's so nice in game. And it's going to be Dembele in form. At the start of every FIFA, since FIFA like 18 or FIFA 19 at Dortmund, this guy is always so meta. Gets past players so easily with that pace. Shooting, you know, it's not ideal, but it's still like bearable. Give him a shooting cam style, obviously. 95 agility. The guy is super fun. He feels like an 89 in form, not 87. I love him. I think Dembele is the real deal again. He won't be the real deal, though, maybe in January. But for the first few months of FIFA, I love Dembele, man. I think he's quality.
Well, that's an interesting choice. I thought you were going to go for current teammate of Mbappe, which is where I have to take this, Vinny Jr. Go grab yourself the 90. He has an inform if you want to get the 91. Does not matter. Same storyline that I'm telling, the same narrative. Just one of the quickest, if not the quickest winger. You put him on an island with Vinny Jr. and he's able to coast. He's so fast, so quick. I even thought you were building that up with Vinny as well. You talked about his finishing. If anything, that's been one of his major critiques. Any of the guys mentioned or ladies mentioned as well now as their wingers, you're in big trouble. But let's go to the midway point.
Speaking of former teammates and now current teammates, we're going to stick with current teammates here of Dembele. Left wing, he has a really cool card here, and it is the UCL Rhodes Knockout Barcola. I love this card. Really good finishing there for left winger. 90 agility, sprint speed off the charts. He's just so clinical in game. I think if you give him certain chem styles, he becomes like a 91 in-game player with a Deadeye chem style. He is the real deal.
Barcola is fantastic. I'd agree with you, though, maybe under the radar. I don't know that people talk about him as your first or second option of choices with wingers, but you will not be disappointed if you made that investment, if you made that pick. You did have to pay for it. 450,000 coins. I will say this, my choices are so unaffordable, and it's not getting any better. In the midway point here, I've got Ginola, who a lot of times you might think of as a striker. You can play him out wide. I just put him any attacking position. He's got technical for a play style. Plus long hair. He is just coasting and boasting through everywhere. But I'm looking at my selections, and I mean, if you don't have serious funds, you are not buying any of these guys. You got to loan them as a collective. So Matt's choices seem much more attainable. Hansen's going to cost you a little bit of a hefty penny, but
oh yeah, it's
more likely that you can get a Dembele or a Barcola. I am going so full send meta, but you will be bankrupt. I'm just saying, you will be bankrupt. There's no way around it.
Fully send it. Go big or go home. Well, I'm going to go for a similar hero in a way. He's got the luscious long hair. Great guy by all accounts. Any guesses as to whom I've gone for here? He's Portuguese.
Lead it off. I have Futra. This is where you're going.
I know where you guessed it. Yeah, Paulo Futra. He's going to be the guy. 93 pace, 81 shooting, 93 dribbling. Every time I've used this guy in for a draft, which I think is now 6 times I've won the draft, he's been the best player on the pitch every single time. Remember FIFA 14 icons where they felt like a proper legend? Ruud Gullit felt like a 100 rated player. Paulo Futra feels like one of those kind of legends there.
I mean, the price tag sort of supports that as well. For an 88 overall that does have a 3-star weak foot, when you're looking at spending 700, 800, 900,000 coins, he must be doing something right. And I'm glad that you brought that up with legends, because before icons, if you did not know, they used to be called legends, and those legends, they made such a difference. And you might not believe this, but I'm telling you, Crespo and Kluivert were crushing souls. For the kids at home, maybe weren't playing the game. This is now a decade ago. It's wild saying that out loud. It was so impactful. There's no other way of saying it. I remember just absolutely abusing defenses with Crespo, which is something you could not believe, or it sounds just fraudulent if I told you that story over the last 5 years. Crespo can't make it into a lineup no matter what he costs.
They were like mythical, those legends. Although Gary Neville wasn't mythical. Jamie Carragher.
Fair enough.
Alexi Lalas as well. Next choice then, is that?
Yeah, it's on me. You've just had Futra. I'm gonna match you with a hero around the same price tag, maybe even a little bit cheaper. For an 85 overall with Owl Wyron, it's been just unstoppable madness. I've just taken all the sweatiest players possible. I'm looking at my list and I'm saying I am causing rage quits. So that's exactly what we're doing. But I think that he is back to the good. Last year, I feel like he took a year off. The year before that, when he was introduced, unstoppable, but he's back to being a problem.
He's fun, isn't he? He's really fun. I agree. He's back to his best. So my final choice here, isn't it, for the expensive players? I've gone for maybe surprise. I don't think you've got her on your list. I'm just going to say it. It's going to be Lauren James. She's
nice.
870k. I mean, as a right winger or cam, she is insane. I think she's just amazing. Great finishing. And probably give her an engine cam style to make her truly brutal. But 95 acceleration, I mean, that's crazy. 92 crossing, she's unreal.
I love that choice. She was on my list. If you've used even her early edition, the 86, she is really good this year. I've been singing her praises from the jump, but even her body type, last year you might have critiqued it being like, well, I'd rather have someone that's like leaner. But this year, I think it works so well. She's able to move midfielders and fullbacks and defenders. When she finds a lane, she stays in front of those players, and she has the 5-star skills, and she's scoring. She is just torturing oppositions, and I don't mean that lightly. It sounds a little barbaric. It is going into the Halloween season. Maybe she's putting on a horror film. I don't know. Lauren James is definitely doing things.
She's just scary good. She's the real deal.
You know, you went the women route. I'd like to do the same. Yanni this year is top tier. I'm really enjoying using her. And it's likely this item's going to continually upgrade. She might have more promos. Even her baseline at an 88, which is a cheap 88 at that. Again, I'm giving 2 thumbs up. She gets rave reviews. Would recommend. So I got to do this. You know, I put you on the hot spot. We've got our complete list. They're going to let us know in the comments who made better choices or which one you resonate with more. I think a lot of people are going to get on me about some of these expensive choices.
Mbappe.
Did we leave any players off? Who else was on maybe your list for the cheap players or for the expensive players?
I'll go for expensive ones here through on my list. So this guy's been fun. JJ Kocher. I like him as a right winger. A lot of people said that Maicon apparently is good as a right winger, but I still think he's more of a right back. And then my other one for was it the cheap option we wanted to see as well? For the cheap option, I also had, it's a really weird one, Kingsley Coman, 84 gold. I loved him at the start of this game, and he's still nice now. You know, you've got a time window on how good he'll be for not too long, but if you can, you know, 2,000 coins, you're in Division 10. Why not?
If you're going that route, I would have thought even Doku or Diaby kind of in that same category of just super overpowered, super cheap. I quite like that Iwobi. Even the Messi in form is cool, but he's not really a winger, like authentically. Even though he starts as a winger, you have to play him centrally. If we were spending the big dollar signs, I guess we could have gone with maybe a Di Natale or a Hazard. Oof. Even though I will say Di Natale, I look at more as a striker. So let us know in the comments. If you have not subscribed again to Matt, I will link everything below. I appreciate you coming on. As always, I feel like we always put together fun videos, and I look forward to doing more of these together.
Yeah, definitely. And likewise, man, thank you for having me on, and take care.
Nope, take care, everyone. We'll have a lot more coming out ASAP.